Yow! Yow! What's going on, gang? Welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another social production. Yow! We're doing it on Wednesday, October the 12th, 2022. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you're a long-time viewer and listener of the show, thank you very much. Go ahead and subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. Go ahead and check out patreon.com/RobSadri. If you're just joining us today, buckle up, buckle down. We talk about everything and nothing, and we have fun. The most important factor in this bitch is that we have fun together, because that's what we're up. There's nothing else. This gang, this syndicate, this group, this all of us, 8 billion at large, just wanted to have fun. Just a bunch of fun-loving mofos out there trying to reach out to one another through the interwebs, even on the streets, and real space-time, through the airwaves, doing it together. And it takes all of us to mango, baby. Let's have some fun today. It is Wednesday. It's halfway through the week. Hope everybody's safe and sound. I do have a couple of stories, maybe one or two stories, that we'll see how much we can get through for today. Been doing a little bit of writing as per usual, and we'll see how it goes. Topic of discussion today. What do I want to talk about today? It is a story of, if it could be summed up in one sentence or one word, maybe even, it's about growth, maybe. It's about plants. It's about planting seeds, and that's something we've discussed here previously. And growth. But I'm talking today, we're not talking about human growth today. We're not talking about that human potential. We're not talking about, or maybe we are, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm talking about vegetables today, baby. I'm talking about vegetable growth. Done in the best way imaginable to man and woman out there. How big is your crop? How large can your cucumber get? How large can that plantain get? Are you into agriculture, horticulture? Are you into growing vegetables and fruits? But I'm not just talking about regular vegetables and fruits. I'm not just talking about a little regular sized apple, a nice sized peach. I'm talking about, let's push the boundaries a little bit, shall we? Let's grow a little bit together, gang. Because I feel like it's time to expand. And that's what you do every time you get out there and you start planting seeds or ideas. Whether it's got anything to do with vegetables or not, you want it to grow and you want it to be fruitful, I think. And it takes a dreamer to do that. And you're all out there dreaming. I see you out there, the beautiful ladies, the men, everybody dreaming, working on their little plants, working on their seeds, working on their gardens. Man, oh man, but somebody out there is doing it legit. Somebody's actually out there, not just talking to talk. Not just talking to talk, because talk. You want to talk the talk, you can talk the talk, but can you talk the talk and walk the walk? Is the age-old question. And today's story is about a beautiful fella and his family and his vegetable, his large, enormous vegetable. That's right. Who am I talking about? Today's, especially, first of all, before I get into it, it brings me joy to talk about stories like this, because it's not often that we do hear about positive stories or fun, silly stories, good stories, fun, silly stories, not to distract. No, sir, no ma'am, none of that up in this bitch, but to point out that instead of focusing on the not so bueno aspects of life, we could all be doing silly, fun, fantastical things. That's the whole point of this. And having fun in the midst of which, having fun is a big portion of all of this. I hope that gets through. Trying my best over here. But point is, today's story is about a beautiful gentleman and his large vegetable. Who am I talking about? Wonderful human being, U.S. citizen, born and raised in the U.S., I think, pretty sure. Haven't done too much digging into the research aspect of the story because it's not important. But his name is, first name, Travis, last name, Ganger. Travis Ganger. Travis Ganger, that's right. I grew up with Travis Ganger. Ginger. Travis G is what we used to call him back in the day. And man, this is a beautiful man. And recently you might have heard in the news a beautiful story about a man who had a dream. What was his dream? Travis when all the other kids were outside playing with their with their hopscotch and with their oh let's go play tag is what the kids on the playground would say. Let's go play a little tag. TG, that's what they used to call him. And TG was all like, nah, bitch, I'm gonna go up there and by up there I mean like his home upstairs. I'm gonna go up there and grow me some large vegetables. And he had a dream, and he's like, I'm gonna one day grow the largest mother loving pumpkin that has ever walked this earth. And recently we've just had a new world record, and I love world records. I love it. I love records in general. I'm not just talking about, spinning a record on, if you're a DJ out there playing a sound. I'm not just talking about records. I know they're making a comeback too. That's lovely. But I'm talking about records. Like, oh, who can jump the highest? Who can jump the lowest? Who can swim the slowest? Who can eat the least amount of hot dogs? Or those competitions. Record breakers. And this gentleman, TG, Travis, was like, oh, I want to grow me a large pumpkin, the largest pumpkin that can be possibly grown by a human. And we did it. You did it. I know I like to, I say we as in, like, I don't mean, like, I had nothing to do with it. You're like, oh, no, you have so much to do. I'm not going to take credit for this. This was not my thing. It's not about me. It's about you, Travis. And it's about you, to all you guys and gals out there as well. It's about you. And you're like, man, aren't some of your stories revolving around you? And it's a classic, it's not you, it's me situation. And no, or maybe yes. But that's it, man. You look outside the window. If you're near level ground, you'll see other humans just like you doing wonderful things. And TG is a human just like us, and he did a wonderful thing because he grew one of the largest vegetables out there right now. A large pumpkin weighing at a whopping 2,560 lbs. This is the largest pumpkin walking on planet Earth right now. Go check it out. It is incredible, and it's lovely. I don't know what he did. I don't know how he did it, but I am intrigued to say the least. And I'm a fan of things growing large. Lord knows I don't know how you did it. I don't know what that game entails. I don't know what it's, I don't know there's so much that must be going into it. Because I'll tell you what, man, I've got a little bit of a green thumb myself. I try to grow a couple of plants, a couple of marijuana plants in my apartment a couple of times, and both times I ended up killing them. By accident, of course. This was not, first, second, or third degree plant slaughter. Whichever degree is the worst. It's not first, it wasn't third, maybe it was it was a little bit of negligence in my part, I'll tell you, because like the plant it had potential, but I didn't think about the space it needs to grow. And isn't that, man, and that's what it is, right? Isn't that relatable in terms of, it's people, but also plants? So I didn't get a big enough pot or a proper pot. The first time I maybe grew my weed plant up until maybe a foot and a half, and it started to get moldy, and it died on me, and it sucked because I didn't want to see it go down that way. But it happens to the best of them, and I learned a valuable lesson. Next time I managed to grow the plant longer, bigger. It grew maybe 5 feet, but it was a male plant, and also it outgrew its pot. And sure, did I learn a lesson to puncture a couple of holes in that plastic canister that I used as the base, as the pot for the plant? Yes. Were the holes set in place a little bit too late? Maybe. And again, did we face a challenging time? Did we come across a little bit of a mold situation? Absolutely. Did it start to smell not so good? Absolutely. Did the plant wither and die slowly but surely before my eyes? Absolutely. Did I try to give it enough water? Yes. Did I overwater? Yes. Did I not water on some days? Yes. And that's how this game goes. Green thumbs all around, and that's what it is. So far, I've attempted to grow 2 wheat plants. Both of them, I'm not gonna say they're full failures, but again, if you're viewing it from the plant perspective, they're dead. They're dead. So that's an F right there. But in terms of me learning valuable lessons, in terms of what it takes to grow a plant, man, C minus, a D, a D, a C, a C, a C. This is all. I got it to grow. That's big, dude. I got it to grow, but nonetheless, it didn't. Actually, it was the plants. The thing is, the plants, you'd hope for the wheat plants to be female, so they actually give you nugs. But these bad boys were males, and it's hard to tell in the beginning because they start off giving mixed signals, and it's like, oh, is it a boy or is it a girl? I don't know. We're gonna have to let it grow up a little bit so we can determine if it's a boy or a girl. It's too early to determine early on looking at just the plant because it's like, oh, what is it? It's a baby plant. Who knows? You can there's signs, but like there's if you give it more time, with more time comes more signs, more visible signs. You're not just guessing. You're not like, out there just, oh, what is it? I don't know. But that's just me and my little experiment with plants. TG, on the other hand, he's a pro. He's been doing it. He's been raising pumpkins forever now. But before we even get to Travis, because this is fantastic, 2,560 lbs's. My goodness, this pumpkin is as large as a car, as large as weighs as much as a cow, maybe a couple of cows, maybe one large cow, maybe two to three small cows, one and a half cow. I don't know if you want to compare it to how big is it. Go check it out for yourself. The largest pumpkin right now out there, living, breathing, living comfortably too. I've seen them, hanging out by the bowling alley, taking a drag of the old cigs on the balcony, giving back to the youth, volunteering. Wonderful. And at the get-go, do people doubt this pumpkin? Absolutely. A lot of people are like, man, TG, there's no way you're gonna get this pumpkin to grow bigger than your head, man. You're a dreamer, TG, is what they said. But Travis was persistent. Travis was in it to win it. And he was determined. And I like that. Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're passionate about, you're trying to grow it. Whether it's, let's say you're trying to grow a tumor, dude. Let's say you're trying to grow that tumor inside you. People have done it with different things. There have been rumors, murmurs, whispers of people growing their own tapeworm. So why not? If you want to grow your own tumor, that is 100% doable. I believe in you, but you're like, man, there should be a lot more arrangement of things to choose from. Why am I focusing on the tumor? It's your life, lady, dude. If you don't want to do tumor, you can literally grow anything else. You can grow yourself, you can grow fruits, vegetables, a business, a family, fungus, not just topical. I'm talking like, psilocybin, everything. Anything can be grown given the right circumstances, given the right amount of care, given the right amount of attention and love and care and attention. That's right, attention and proper care and attentiveness. Yes, all those aspects go into cultivating something that might be fruitful one day, some might say. And it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of work. The process of growing one of these bad boys to get large takes years, almost a year, a good year, because there's an annual contest every year. It's just like, I didn't even know this, like a Super Bowl for large pumpkins or vegetables. I don't know the deets, but incredible. 2,560 lbs's, dude. 2,560 lbs's. That's short for pounds. Oh man, love the acronyms. That's what it is. LBS, baby. What you know about that? Large but successful is what that pumpkin is saying to itself. But that's what it is. But let's get into pumpkins for a second, because it is that season after all. It is mid-October. Things are starting to get a little bit, the orange is out. Orange is the new green. You know what it is, baby. Orange is the new green. The leaves are changing color. People are turning orange. It's near Halloween time. You'll be walking up and down the street. You'll see a little bit of fog. You'll see a little bit of, what is that? A spider? Is it a fugazi spider or a real spider? Do I need to scream? Do I need to cup it and release it into nature so it goes back into the wild with his or her family? I don't know. What are we dealing here with? Is it decorative purposes? Is it just, nature doing its thing? It's a spider. So, point is, this isn't about Charlotte's Web. This is about you and me just having a ball. Can we have a ball for a second? You and me. You and I. You and us. Just us. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. I believe we can. And here it is, baby boys and girls. We're going to get into it. It's that season. It's orange season. Today I actually wanted to talk about pumpkins, really. And this story fits right in because it's pumpkin related. Let me get a sip of this bad boy. Burnage. Good old burnage. Pumpkins. Pumpkins, pumpkins, pumpkins. If I may say a thing or two about pumpkins, and I will, just give me a goddamn second. Pumpkins. First of all, pumpkins are wonderful in many different aspects and many different shapes and forms and different variations. They can be delicioso. They can be delicious. But before we get into the deliciousness of pumpkins, let us not forget the origin story of the pumpkin, my little pumpkins, my large pumpkins, dare I say, because if they're out there, you're out there doing it, big boy. Pumpkins are nature's pylons, essentially. Pylons. Nature's pylons, that's right. And also, they used to be nature's little caution signs, alerting individuals to take caution and walk around. It's a wet floor. That was before we got crafty with the old plastic manufacturing, and now all of a sudden you're walking around, you're so accustomed to seeing pylons and little triangular signs with little descriptions on them that say, oh, caution, be careful, wet floor, we just mopped. You know what I mean? Before that, you wanted to alert a person. There were no plastic before. There was no plastic. There's no plastic here. It's Pumpkin City, baby. You want to alert somebody. You want to point out to somebody that this area, whatever has happened in this area, you need to step over it to get over it, fam. Clean up on aisle 5. How'd you know? Pumpkin. That's how we used to do it back in the day in the grocery stores. But now all of a sudden plastics come about and we get crafty with the marker and the printing, etching in little, directions or suggestions. Oh, caution, careful, don't slip and fall. Should you slip and fall, we're not going to be held accountable. You can't sue us. It's like, or can I? Or they probably can't. Or maybe you can. It's all nuance. Did she slip on purpose? Is she just clumsy with it? Is he falling to break that hip to collect insurance? Is he a good citizen out there who just happened to come across some bad luck and maybe poor signage? Again, all nuance. Check the video cameras in the store, that is. But that's nature's little pop-up pylon or cautionary sign to tell you, hey, watch out there, because that's the thing. It's orange. It's bright orange. There's no way you're gonna miss it, and that was beautiful. It's vibrant. You'll never hear a man or woman be like, oh, I can't find my pumpkin. Why? It's bright orange. You'll never hear a man walk into a mall, spend half the day with his family, hold his wife's purse, push the stroller for 4 hours, and then come walk out into the parking lot and be like, oh, I can't remember where I parked my pumpkin. Why? Bright orange. It's right there. Not a problem. Solved. Why? Vibrant colors. That's why. That's why I love pumpkins. One of the reasons, that is. Man, oh man. Other things you could say about the pumpkin, of course. The pumpkin, if I may say another thing or two, let me just get another sip of this bad boy. Burnage. Again, it's a good temperature. I like it. You don't know me. I like to burn a little bit of the tongue, dude. Just do, oh man, you feel alive, but also a little bit of pain. But no pain, no gain. Baby, doing it. Another thing about pumpkins is that pumpkins are, what did we say in the beginning? Delicioso, delicious pumpkin. What is that? You're just walking up and down the street. You're getting near Granny's house and her window's open and she's put out a little pumpkin pie right on the window to cool off, and the air is just, oh, you smell that? What is that? Grandma's famous pumpkin pie, baby, because it's that season, it's October season, and Grandma is about to let you taste her pie. That's right, her pumpkin pie, baby, and you're gonna go bananas over those pumpkin pies, and it's delicious. And you'll eat those beautiful slices of pie with Grandma, with or without Grandma. Make sure you get the recipe, dude, because that's what it is with grandmas. It's all up here, isn't it, Granny? Share the recipes, but that's beautiful, man. You get a nice slice of pie. You eat it with Grandma, you reminisce about many stories, whatever's on her mind. Really, at this point, it's about quality time spent with Grandparents, if you have them, make use of them. Make them talk. Get them to sit down. Flash a light on their head. Make them talk. Tell us more stories, Grandma and Grandpa. But make it so that it's not comfortable for them. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to get a comfortable grandma or grandpa to tell you a story, but try shining a light on their face and you eating a pumpkin pie and they're like, oh, can I get a Diet Coke? And you're sitting there just smoking with your Coke and your pie and you're like, not until you tell me another story, Grandma, Grandpa. Good cop, bad cop with Grandma and Grandpa. Do put them under stress for a little while. And then tell them it's all for a game show. And then walk out with the family and be like, you got punked. And they're like, oh, I'm having a stroke. Oh no, droolage. And you're like, oh, did we go too far? I don't know. Did you commit to the bit? Was it funny? Were there injuries? Because if it was funny, you can justify the injuries. If it's not so funny, then you're like, oh no, Grandma, Grandpa, half stroke. But it's a half stroke, not a full stroke, dude. So hang in there, baby. But share the pies is essentially what I'm trying to tell you. But hey, man, when it comes to pumpkins, it's not just about the eating. It's not just about the manja. It's about the. Oh man, you can drink that shit. You pumpkins are everywhere. You know what time it's October, baby. It's Oktoberfest and pumpkins are alive. It's in everything. You smell it in the coffee. You mostly smell it in the coffee and the coffee. You'll walk into your local coffee shop, regular coffee shop, a coffee shop that you're accustomed to, a local coffee shop that you've come to love and care about. Why? Because it's a cornerstone of the community. It's fond memory building time in that little coffee shop. And you walk in there and you're like, man, I've been walking in this coffee shop for ages. Can I get my regular, please? And they'll hit you with a line like, have you tried our pumpkin spice latte? Would you like to try our pumpkin spice latte? Have a sip of this spiced pumpkin latte. And that's when things get crazy, because all of a sudden you look around, what is this? You haven't had the time to check the calendar. You're not wearing your calendar on your wrist, because you're like, I don't like calendars on my wrist. But you kind of have a rough idea what time it is. Well, I remind you, we're in October, baby, and it's orange season, and it's festive time. And this is the precursor to ho-ho time, baby. So that's what that is. A little bit of orange, a little bit of spice, a little bit of pumpkin. You walked in there and they're offering you. The offer is on the table. It's deal or no deal time, baby. You're going to take that pumpkin spice latte or you're going to just go for that regular cup of coffee? Huh? Yeah. And the ball is in your court, of course. But, after asking 3 times, you're going to want to lean into it and be like, okay, fine, I'll try this pumpkin spice latte. And man, oh man, you're going to wish you never did. Because boys and girls, things are about to get spooky. After all, we are getting closer and closer to Halloween. And just when you thought you can take one sip of the old pumpkin spice pumpkin latte and get away with it, mister. 1 cup a day is what you said to yourself in the beginning. Now what are you doing? Look at you. 2 cups of spiced pumpkin spice latte, and you're like, I got this under control. There's no way I'm gonna lose my job. There's no way I'm gonna lose my family to pumpkin spice pumpkin lattes, because I can handle myself. I know my limit. I play within it. 3 cups of spiced pumpkin spice latte for this guy, and not a problem. I can manage my work. I can show up to family meetings. I can show up to all the training that they put away for the training sessions at work, so to raise and elevate the workers so that they can get promotions. As a matter of fact, your name was brought up in the promotion room, boardroom promotion timetable when it comes to promotions, your name was, but that's the thing, now you're sipping on 3 cups of spiced pumpkin spice latte out there, and you're like, man, there's no way I'm gonna go over 3. Next thing you know, fast forward 6 months down the line, Christmas has come and gone. You've still not removed the Christmas tree decoration. The Christmas lights are still hanging up on your house, and you ain't doing a damn thing about it. Snap out of it, fella. God, you're drinking so much spiced pumpkin spice lattes out there. Your whole life's consumed by pumpkin spice pumpkin lattes. But that's what it is, man. You thought you could handle it, and you thought you could just dance with the devil and not get burnt. Ha! Ha! Is what everybody would say when having not experienced dancing with the devil. That's what it is, baby. You get burnt a little bit at least. And yeah, did you lose your wife? Absolutely, because nights where you're supposed to be coming in early, when the kids have gone off to bed or they're at sleepover at grandma and grandpa's house, when you and Jenny were supposed to put some you time, some you and I time, no, some you and you time. That's right. It's not you. It's not about you and me. It's about you and you. It's about yous and yous. When you were supposed to put away some time to spend with Jenny, so to keep the spark of the relationship, keep that flame running. No, flames don't run, water runs. Keep that flame burning. That's right. You want that flame on tap, baby. But guess what? You neglected the tap. The no more flow of the spark, no more flow of the fire. It is now running dry. And guess what? Jenny's thinking of filing bankruptcy. No, Jenny's filing divorce. That's what Jenny's do when you neglect Jenny. You son of a bitch. You could have had your life and needed too with one pumpkin spice pumpkin latte, but no, you went at like, oh man, 6, 7, 8 cups of spiced pumpkin spice latte. And guess what? You're no longer showing up to batting practice. Little Johnny wants to show how he's really good with the batting at the batting practice. Oh, daddy, look at me, I'm so good. Knock, daddy, look. And you're out there just on my thighs, sipping on pumpkin spice pumpkin lattes with the foam all over your face. And while all the other parents are clapping for little Johnny and Sally and Lily and Timmy and Jimbo and Stevie, you're out there not even paying attention. Your little boy just hit 3 home runs in all the home run games off the baseballs. And guess what though? You missed the entire thing. And he's like, Daddy, did you see it? And you're like, yeah, I saw the whole thing. Meanwhile, me and you know that you're fucking nose deep in that large mug of spiced pumpkin spice latte, sir. So next time you walk into your local coffee mug shop and they're mugging you and coffeeing you up, and they're trying to suggest little suggestions, little subliminal messages in your pumpkin spice latte, where you grab a regular cup and it just says pumpkin spice latte, and you're like, I'm drinking regular coffee. Messages, subliminal advertising by Big Pumpkin. But it's not a bad thing. I actually like pumpkins, so maybe we should be pushing more pumpkins. We are pushing more pumpkins. As of today, every family gets their own pumpkin. Free pumpkins for everybody. Free pumpkin. Oh man. But the point of all this is it's all about balance. So you can find it, the point is that you can have it in pie form or have it in liquid form and drink responsibly, because it is that season. That's the point of that. That's the partial message of that partial story. Now it's easy to see a large pumpkin weighing at 2,560. Oh wow. Oh man. Little parentheses, you guys won't be able to see this, I'll have to describe it for you, but it's that season. I just saw a beautiful blue jay fly and sit on the balcony. Once again, it's that season where this is just the city of the Blue Jays, baby. Just for a second, it just caught my attention. I had to bring it up because they're wonderful, beautiful creatures out there. Beautiful little blue little mohawks on their heads. They're so cute with their little tiny beaks. Flappity flap flap. Aside the point, you guys wouldn't be able to relate because you wouldn't be able to see it. But it is relatable because you have seen blue jays and other bird animals out there flapping their wings and what have you. It doesn't matter. The point is that he or she is now off to feed her little family and spit a little bit of chewed up food in his or her baby's mouth speaks. And isn't that relatable? Is it time for you to go spit in your child's mouth? Is it a good reminder for you to every once in a while? It wouldn't hurt you to just, chew up some food, swallow it, regurgitate, and go out and be like, hey, son, daughter, all of you, gather around, family time, and they're right there in their mouth, dude. So, and that's family. That's tight. But that's just a bird. Let me stay focused. 2,560 pounds, LBSs of just big pumpkin loving. Okay, and we wouldn't have this if it wasn't for TG. So shout out to TG, Travis, doing it big. I hope to see bigger and better pumpkins in the coming years. And it's a fun little thing, man. I love it. And it's one of those situations where you're faced with a large pumpkin and you're looking at it, you're like, oh, have whatever it's having. And I don't know what it's having, but it's working out for them. But here's the thing, when it comes to, there's a little bit of truth in every story, but there's also a little bit of not so truth in every story. And here, this is where the lines get murky. This is where the water gets gray. This is the time where you're like, man, what's in the waters, dude? And here's the thing, I got good news and I've got also not so good news. The good news is that we are now presented with one of the largest pumpkins to ever walk this planet. That's the good news. The not so good news, the unfortunate turn of events, these are the harsher aspects of competitive pumpkin growing, or the vegetable for that matter, or anything really in life. But it goes hand in hand with this particular story. If you bear with me a few seconds, we're gonna get right into it. What's the rush? You want me to just get to the point, don't you? Let's take it easy a little bit. It is, after all, fall, and fall is what? Take it easy a little bit time. So, good news is large pumpkin. Bad news is you're asking questions. You're like, how did this pumpkin get so big? Is it just a regular plant a seed, water a little bit, feed a little bit of water, give a little bit of soil, maybe, a little bit of fertilizer, a little bit of this, maybe pee on it a little bit, maybe use your own feces as fertilizer. These are detailed, great questions that are on your minds, of course, and thank you for sharing. But I don't know the deets of it, but I do know there's other variables that could be introduced into the competitive vegetable growing game, which is often dismissed and not talked about. What am I talking about? Sometimes they're like, oh, don't say it. They don't want you to be talking. I talk about what I want to talk about. It's magic, baby. This is what we're doing together. And what has been done is magic in terms of, how did that pumpkin get so big? Did anybody start to just ask a couple of questions? Because you've seen, right, you walk into your local grocery store, you see a little pumpkin this big, oh, cute little decorative pumpkin. You see a regular sized pumpkin, you're like, oh, regular sized pumpkin, so cute. How do you get 2,560 pounds of pumpkin without using magic? It's undoable, impossible. But then again, nothing is impossible. And if you break down impossible for the attentive, observant people out there, it says, I'm possible. Man, revelation after revelation, words broken down, but also intact so that we can make sense of them. That's great to have word, but impossible is nothing but a word, and so is I'm possible. More of a declaration, more of a statement. Point is that nothing's impossible. Just do it. Nothing's, and these are now we're just saying Nike or Adidas slogans. Nothing is impossible. But nonetheless, all true, good slogans. Just do it. Nothing is impossible. Impossible is impossible. No, you're impossible. No, you're being impossible. No, forget about it. Forget it's possible is what I'm trying to tell you, and it's done with magic. And here's again, good news is large pumpkin. Bad news is inside that large pumpkin at this moment, we did lose. Well, we're not sure if we completely lost her, but the fairy godmother, aka FGM, is not to be mistaken for female genital mutilation. That's a different FGM. Here's the thing, when you get into the dark side of competitive vegetable growing, is it's an underground tale, I'll tell you that, and that's why we like it, because it's underground, the vegetable, because you got to plant it underground and it grows. It's a whole thing, but it's underground, and I like it. It's dirty. It's literal. It takes dirt to grow large vegetables, so it's filthy, you could say. You'll get your hands dirty, boy. But that's what it is. A little bit of magic was involved in this particular situation, and they're like, don't disclose it. This is the big kept secret. You're showing the hat with you're showing how they placed the rabbit inside the hat prior to just presenting you with the hat. Having not seen the rabbit go inside the hat before the show, you were considering, man, how did he get the rabbit inside the hat? But now, seeing behind the scenes, you've seen that indeed the rabbits do live in the hat. It's not just, oh, where they come from, somebody put them there. But here's the thing, fam, we use magic, and fairy godmother is actually stuck in there right now. And we're like, Travis got in touch with her through some, it was a friend of a friend who knew FGM. FGM was, here's the thing, FGM, fairy godmother, the night of. This has been going on for several months now. They don't want to talk about it though. Here's the thing. we're like, can we use your magic? Could we use your help to, enlarge this beautiful pumpkin into a enormous, tumorous, large, beautiful looking pumpkin? And FGM's like, I'm game. But her doctors came and they're like, FGM, dude, lady, we love you. You've been doing so much magic. You're so wonderful throughout the years, doing many wonderful things. But given your age, given your medical condition, don't you think it's best that you lay low, take it easy, and not attempt to make this large pumpkin and potentially get inside? She's like, no, I know pumpkins in and out. I'm gonna get inside this pumpkin. I'm also gonna get out. You don't know me. And her words, her statement, she's like, bitch, I do this for the love of the game. And that's she said that, it was coded. She said that as she was walking out the hotel lobby of the hotel casino in Vegas, MGM Hotel Casino in Vegas. CCTV video footage has it that FGM was walking in the hotel lobby of the hotel lobby casino MGM in Vegas with her crew. Some words were exchanged with other rival sorcerers and witches out there. I think Ursula said something. There was a whole, thing that went down. But her missing right now, she's inside the pumpkin right now. Okay, and her getting stuck in there, not being able to come out, has nothing to do with her rivalry with Ursula or any other witch out there. This is just, here's the thing, we're like, can you do this on your own? And she's like, I've done the homework, I've done the math. She was even on the last day before the contest, when she was in the hotel lobby of the MGM Hotel and Casino in Vegas. She was accompanied by her best friends, like the likes of David Blaine and Chris Angel were accompanying her, and they try to hold her back because she's like, oh, let me, I'll fuck Ursula up, dude. And she's got a temper on her. You wouldn't be able to tell just through regular TV depictions, but that takes a lot of. So we're like, just, it's okay, FGM, just let it go, dude. Let it go, dog. Be cool. And FGM's like, all right, I'm just gonna concentrate on my craft and grow some enlarged vegetables out there. And she got in there, man. She got in there, and again, having talked to David Blaine, Chris Angel, she's like, oh, they magicians get together, talk, and that's what they did. And she's like, how long can I do this? They're like 24, 72 hours, but anything past that, you gotta get out, or it's like, oh, no bueno. So right now, it's been several hours. We're in this knee deep, and we've lost communication, ladies and gentlemen. It is, again, I said I have good news. Good news is, with the help of some magic and some attention, some care, and good watering, good fertilizer, a little bit of urine, a little bit of feces, we managed to grow this large pumpkin beyond anyone's belief or imagination. But here's the thing. There's a situation in hand, and the FGM is inside that pumpkin. We've lost communication. She's no longer making any sounds. Bystanders have been hearing faint sounds of queefs, but that is at this point hearsay. The local sheriff from the local sheriff department at the local county has not commented on the matter. Our team has reached out to multiple teams out there, and we've even reached out to Ursula's team. We're like, do you know anything about this? But apparently she's unavailable to comment. How convenient, Ursula. And we still believe in FGM. We still believe in FGM. She said don't cut it. She said do not cut the old pumpkin up. I will get out by myself. So again, slight faint sounds of little teeny tiny queefs every once in a while. Again, these are just rumors and whispers going amongst bystanders and local attendees. But our hearts are out there. We are fans of FGM. Fairy godmother. We are a fan of fairy godmothers. Plural, dude. All the mothers. Not a fan of FGM. Like, I am a fan of FGM. It's an incredible situation that we're trying to fight here because, should we have patented FGM prior to FGM being so, because that every time anybody hears FGM, they're like female genital mutilation. We're like, no, fairy godmother, and it's a whole thing. It didn't do us any in terms of marketing fairy godmother, and she did well. She's doing good, and she's still with us. And yeah, she said, do not cut open the pumpkin. So in about 24 to 48 hours, we are either going to see some nice, beautiful miracle, or I'd advise everybody, if there is no miracle, I'd advise everybody to tell the kids to go inside. The show is over. And maybe perhaps it's best for, you know, sensitive viewers, anybody else who, yeah, definitely probably not a site that the children must be exposed to. Adults, again, if you're, man, this is gonna be, it's gonna be hard, dude, but I believe in her, you guys should too, and hopefully it won't come to that. Hopefully we won't need to get a jaws of life and drag her out. Man, it's gonna be messy. I hope she pulls it off, but that's what it is. It takes a little bit of magic, takes a little bit of working together, cooperation, and I read a little bit into it. It's a whole community of people caring about different things, different interests, but this particular interest is growing large pumpkins, and it's a whole community. People come in, and there's people from all over the world come in, and this is a competition held every year. It's amazing. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this year, I don't know too much about it. I don't know if it's like in the same place every year, or if it changes locations, if it's a global thing. Let's make it a global thing. I believe it already is a global thing, because if I'm not mistaken, an Italian man had the previous record for Italy. I don't know, multiple records, but this is also a great 2,560 LBSs. I believe the competition was held in San Francisco, if I'm not mistaken. But then again, this is all, you could check it out for yourselves and see it. And that's what it is, man. So, people exchanging seeds, people exchanging, oh, how did you get to grow the biggest? People exchanging knowledge, people exchanging quality time together, because that's what it is. You get together in a community, and you're like, man, it's all about the concentration becomes all about the pumpkin. But is it about the pumpkin, or is it about you and me and us doing wonderful things together? It's not about the pumpkin. Sure, the pumpkin's great. Sure, it's the focal point of this story and many other stories, as pumpkins tend to be. Man, pumpkins have that tendency to just come in and just steal the show, don't they? Typical pumpkins. A whole month of October goes by. All you can remember is a big flash, and feeling dazed, a little bit confused as well. You're like, oh, so much pumpkin. But it's okay. We'll get through it together. Keep on consuming the right amount. That's the key to life, balance. But also, cares about balance, baby. You're never gonna set records with balance, and this is what we're all about here: setting records. No, finding good records, listening to good records, listening to good music. No, highlighting each other's accomplishments and being by each other's sides when those accomplishments are not accomplished, like that couple of times that I failed to grow my marijuana plants. You guys were there. You saw how devastated I was. Weeks, months went by where I slept fine, but I mean, did it impact me? Man, I don't like to cry on television, or but I'm not gonna. Did I get emotional? Yes, of course. But did I get past it? Yes, because why? Community, that's why. And it takes each and every one of us to get in there, get involved in each other's lives. Get in there, get in there and be supportive of each other. And there's so many different wonderful things going on, man. And that was something that I wanted to share with you guys. And despite the fact that we may or may not end up with I'm rooting for her. I think FGM's going to make it. Support FGM, please. Please support FGM. Fairy godmother, that is. But, it takes all of us. And there's so many wonderful things happening in and around this world. And here's the thing with the pumpkin. You can do so much with the pumpkin. You can eat it. We didn't even get to the decoration part. That's decorative purposes. You can make jack-o'-lanterns. Have you ever, another product that it could be used for, here's the thing. Have you ever been horseback riding a horse on its back? You're just riding the back of that horse, baby, and you're just going on the highlands, and in the Scottish Highlands, you're just galloping away, and by sheer coincidence, you happen to lose your head, and you're like, oh no, I'm a headless riding horseman, and now you're riding through town and scaring all the children. The children are screaming and saying things like, "Mommy, Mommy, that fella has no head on his shoulders, but how? Or, Mama, the man is missing a head on the horse, how? Is what the youngins in Scottish Highlands would say. And you're freaking them out, man. You're freaking out the whole neighborhood. Quit freaking people out. There, fella, but we've got a solution for you. Now, when we did a ton of research and development and scientific experiments, and we managed to actually place the pumpkin where your head used to be. So, thanks to modern technology, modern medicine, a little bit of innovation and pushing in direction where probably people told us to stop pushing that way. But guess what, fella? Guess what? Sure, that smile isn't that old smile that you're used to. It's a little bit crooked. The eyes aren't quite the same. The expression's more or less resting, let's say. But nonetheless, you still get to have a head. And now you're on your horse on the Scottish Highlands, galloping away. And there are children and family members who are still freaked out. You'll still hear kids saying, "Oh my God, that man's got a pumpkin for a head, Mama." And wives will grab their kids and run inside the home, and they'll say, but it'll be slightly less scary. Way less scary. Think about it. No head versus pumpkin head. I'll take pumpkin head. No, wait, this was no head. I'll take pumpkin head over no head any day. That's right. And so should you. As a matter of fact, you can. If you happen to fall down that path of just, you're right, because you're all about the horses, and you're all about the horsepower, and you're about that lean muscle, and you're about you're like a little jockey, dude. You're like, oh, I want to ride this. You're like, oh, I want to ride this horse because I'm just built for horses, and I can whenever they jump, I jump. So we're not even touching, but like we're one. You like to become one with the horse, but there you go, man. That's a low hanging fruit off a low hanging tree branch, and there goes your head missing. Why? Because you're traveling so fast. How about just like a leisurely stroll with the old horse? Must you exercise it to its full potential all day, every day? You're like, yes, we both got the need for speed. Okay, so be it. But that's what happens, man. Accidents. But fear no more. I don't want you to be ashamed out there, like, oh, but I don't have a good head on my shoulders. You got the best head, fella. You got that. And it's not what's on the outside that matters. It's about the inside. And inside of your new head is, you could do so much with it. There's seeds in there. It's mushy. It's kind of like a brain. It's like a scrambled brain. You could put a little candle inside that. How lit is that in the nighttime? Didn't you always walk around at nighttime? You're like, man, if only there was better lighting. And guess what? You are now illuminated, fella. You're welcome. So there's also that aspect of it. This episode, ladies and gentlemen, has been solely about pumpkins and growth and knowing that good things come in time, and you have to be patient, and you have to take those seeds and plant them little by little. If you water them, and you have to watch them grow a little bit and be like, man, is it growing right or not? And some of them grow right, and some of them get moldy and disgusting and start to stink up the place. So you chuck it out. You chuck it right out. The sooner the better. You start to smell moldy, get rid of that bastard. But other times, beautiful plants, if attended to properly with the right amount of care and love, can grow up to be beautiful larger plants. Maybe it'll yield its own fruits. Maybe it's just a decorative plant. What are we even talking about right now? Just greenery. But this also applies to all of us, because aren't we all green after all? Aren't we all just a bunch of green people after all? No? We're, some of us more than others. But in terms of what's inside, pink. All day, every day. Red, pink, dark red, pink. Dark red, blue, pink. Red, pink. Dark pink. Reddish. Maroon. Yeah. All 50 shades of red. More or less, it's like one shade for, give or two. It's red inside. It's pink. Red, pink. It's tissue. It's flesh. It's fleshy. And that's what it's all about. Baby boys, baby girls, thank you for all the love and support. just sending you all good vibes, good vibrations. Hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday. It's halfway through the week. I hope you enjoy these videos. I hope that I make you laugh. I hope that some of these videos are entertaining for you. I hope maybe you learn a few things along the way. Maybe you unlearn a few things along the way. I know I'm learning a few things along the way, and also unlearning a few things along the way. So thank you for being a part of my life and being a part of my journey and letting me be a part of yours as well. We're one family floating in space right now, 8 billion strong, doing it. If you'd like to find these videos, you can find them on Instagram. Follow me. It helps your boy. It helps you. Helps your grandma. Helps your grandpa. Helps your relatives, your family members. Go ahead and subscribe on YouTube. Unless you want your grandma and grandpa to be coming down with a bad case of herpes, dude. Subscribe so grandma and grandpa don't get herpes. That's right, because that's what subscriptions here take care of. A subscription here means grandma and grandpa have no longer got the itch. That's right. And then if you're like, man, but what about the rest of the family? Well, if you are the type that wants to safely and securely secure and make sure that your family's safe, is through patreon.com/robsadri. We are an independent operation, growing one day at a time. We like to definitely be working with many of people out there, one by one, two by two, one at a time. But we are independent in the sense, and when I say independent, in a sense that we are not and when I say we, I mean me and you. We're not connected to any large corporations. We're not even connected to a medium-sized corporation or even a small-sized corporation. There are no corporations involved up in this bitch. It's just you and me doing it together, and family members and friends who want to be a part of each other's lives, if that makes any sense. It's just us doing it. You and I, we're doing it. We are the change. We are the growth hormones in our fruits and vegetables. No, the fruits and vegetables that take the growth hormones are in us. That's right. But nonetheless, we are all one in the same pocket. I love you all. Thank you for all the love and support. Talk about it once again. YouTube, Instagram, follow me, subscribe, check out patreon.com/robsadri if you'd like to fiscally support the show. If not, feel free to enjoy the show. Many episodes are up there on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube if it helps you, and I know it does help me, so thank you. But a ton of videos are out there for you guys to check out, and this is once again just the beginning, baby boys and girls. This is just the beginning. Need I remind you that I will climb the highest mountains? That I will... Sure, is it on the back of a Sherpa? Abso-fucking-lutely, dude. But nonetheless, when it comes to mountain climbing, just call me a goat, dude, because I'll be climbing the mountains. I'll talk to y'all very soon. Peace out.